lovely learners, welcome back to my channel. This week I'm going to be doing, it's part story time, part vlog because I'm not very good at vlogging, but about my trip to Iowa. So if you don't know, I was born and raised in Colorado, so I don't have too much experience with the Midwest. I went to Ohio a couple years ago, but my sister's been looking at colleges, so there was one in Iowa she wanted to look at, and so we decided to make a family trip of it while we all had some time off. So I'm just going to kind of tell you what happened. I've got a lot of pictures and like little video clips, but like I said, not the best vlogger, so I apologize for some of the quality, doing it on my phone around other people, so just keep that in mind. But without further ado, let's talk about it. So we drove out on a Sunday. It was a 10.5-hour drive. I'll put some of the pictures. We stopped at this really cool like truck rest stop thing that had like an old gas, stand. Why can't I think of it? Gas pump, an old gas pump. And like an old gas tank, and it was really cool. So I took some pictures of that, and I also took some just B-roll video of the kind of countryside as we were driving through it. You know, a lot of cows, a lot of corn. Most of the drive is through Nebraska, so that was really interesting. It's also, whenever we go on a road trip, I'm like, in my head, I know where the states are on the map, but like I don't really know until I'm going through them, because I never would have like paid attention that the way you get to Iowa from Colorado is through Nebraska. You know what I'm saying? So we had Freddy's, which is like a burger shake place kind of, for lunch that day. And then, like I said, we left at like 6 in the morning because that's what my family does. When we got there, so you lose an hour going out there when the time zone shifts. So I think we got there at like 4:30 in the afternoon. But we did make a stop before we got to our hotel. We stopped at the site of the first train robbery in the West, which was by Jesse James. So I got some pictures there. They have like a train wheel and part of a track. And so that was pretty cool. Just like Iowa has like a bunch of random like historical little things and stuff. We didn't go see it, but when I was researching, they also have the future birthplace of James T. Kirk from Star Trek, which I did not know that he was going to be born in Iowa, as it were. Sorry for the air quotes, don't know what that's about. But so we got to our hotel, and this hotel, you guys, is amazing. Like, I think it's right across from the university, so I think it's supposed to be like where families of students can come stay when they're like visiting and stuff. So there were like 2 queen beds and then a couch that could have been a bed, and there was a curtain between like the beds and the couch. And I mean, you'll see the video, so I'll talk behind the video. But there was also like a whole kitchenette with like almost a full-size refrigerator and a dishwasher, and like they gave us dishes and this tiny adorable bottle of dish soap, and then like 1 pod for the dishwasher. And this hotel actually gave us enough towels. You know, they'll have like a 5-person room and only give you like 2 towels, and it's stupid. So it was a really nice hotel. And I think it's new, but like it also wasn't that expensive. So like it was on point. Give me just a second. Sorry, y'all, lots of background noise in the house today. Anyway, so then once we got to Iowa, we went, and I haven't said yet, the campus we were investigating was Drake University, which is in Des Moines, Iowa, which is the capital if you didn't know. And I knew I wasn't going to be able to so we kind of walked the campus just to kind of get a feel for it the first night because it's not very big, and I took some pictures and videos for y'all then because we did take an official tour, but I knew I wasn't really going to be able to take pictures and video as much. So here is all of that. They have their mascot is a bulldog, so they have statues of bulldogs everywhere, and they give each building a statue, and then they can like decorate it however they want. So my favorite is the dining hall bulldog. So see what it looks like, a hamburger. So that's all of those. So we got in on Sunday. On that Monday, we kind of just slept in, hung out, and then You guys, anything that is like super interesting is a 2-hour drive in any direction from Des Moines. It'd be like, okay, we could do this cool thing, 2 hours that way. We could do this cool thing, 2 hours that way. Like everything's 2 hours away. So we went to this dairy farm that was 2 hours away. And you guys, I know it's important and it's like one of the US's biggest exports, but so much corn. Oh my goodness, I cannot even. I think I got some clips. If I did, I'll put them in here. But seriously, so much corn. So we went to this dairy farm and we got to milk a cow, which I'll put that video here, or that clip here of me doing it. And they have kangaroos on this farm. So I got to like pet some kangaroos, which was so cool. And oh, there was a really cute farm dog. My dad really cared more about the dog than he did about the kangaroos or the cows, which was funny. And then I got to feed a baby cow and we got to taste test some of their products. So we had ice cream and cheese curds, and I had chocolate milk because I don't drink white milk. But so that was all really delicious. And the farm was really pretty. I also noticed when we were in like the taste testing building, they had a plaque. I don't think I've ever mentioned this before. I was in 4-H, which if you don't know, I can make a video about that. But it's an organization I was part of, and I noticed while I was there, it's mostly agricultural. I didn't do the agricultural side, but they had like a 4-H plaque. So I went over and read it. So here's that. It was for like supporting or donating or something to 4-H. Also the bathrooms. Men was bulls and women's was heifers. Is that how you say that word? I think, but that was cute. So I took pictures of that. Well, they also had goats on the farm. So the big goat's name was Chocolate, and not baby, but like the littler goat's name was Lincoln, which they were very adorable. And we got to feed them leaves off a tree, which was kind of funny. And then so we finished that and that was fun. And then after a 2-hour drive back to Des Moines, we went to this company or this restaurant called the Dough Company, or like it's really Doughco, but it's a pizza place. And just to tell you guys, I had not been in a restaurant even to eat outside since February of 2020. So this was my first time back in a restaurant, or at a, like we ate outside every restaurant that we went to, but like back at a restaurant with a server, it was very weird to me to be back. But my mom and I split like a margarita pizza, I think it was, and we all had salad and whatever, so that was nice. There's also a lot of cringy food clips in this because my family kept being like, wait, don't forget to take a picture or a video or whatever. So here are those. And then like I said, I don't really have, so the next day, that was kind of the end of that night. The next day we went to Drake University to tour it. And it's cool, I guess. It's private, so it's very expensive and way too small for me. Like it's 3,000 students, way too small for me. And the campus is just very small. I mean, it's beautiful. It's old and beautiful and gorgeous. But like also my family's biggest problem with it is the dorms are literally postage stamps. Now I am prejudiced because UNC has like the best, which is my college, has the best dorm rooms like in the state of Colorado. So like I am prejudiced, biased, I fully admit that, but these rooms were so tiny. And like if you wanted a single, you have to pay $2,000 extra a year. Their housing already costs more than my housing. Like I'm gonna have a single and it's like $500 more for the whole year. Like it's ridiculous, and mine is gonna be better. So like, and they only have housing for freshmen and sophomores. You have to live off campus if you're a junior or a senior, or like you'd have to live in the sophomore housing. It was all like I said, a lot of cool stuff about them, but some of it that they think is unique is not. And like, not to like say anything bad, like this is a gorgeous place. And if someone wants to go there, they should. It's just not like, if you guys watched my How I Chose My College video, this checked almost none of the boxes. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. So for lunch that day, we went to Zombie Burger, which my sister really wanted to go there. It's only in Iowa. So we got fried pickles, which I love, and these were like the best fried pickles ever. And then they have these crazy entrees. So here's that. And they have like zombie statues, and the sign on the bathroom door is zombies and stuff. So here are some fun pictures I took with those. Oh, there was also a zombie head like in a plant stuff. It was cool. So that, I think that night my sister and I went swimming at the hotel pool, which I had to keep my head above water because of my ear piercings, but I did it. They're fine, not infected, we're good. And I had a friend tell me like she just got a new piercing a couple weeks ago and they have like a backyard pool, and she's been in it all the time. So like, I think the water rule is mostly for like, don't go in a lake that has bacteria in it, but I'm still being really careful. So we did go swimming twice, and both times I tried really hard to keep my ears dry, which is harder than you think. But anyway, on Wednesday, we went to this place called the Salisbury House. I'm gonna put a couple pictures of that here, but that really is its whole own video, so look out for that in the next couple weeks. So then for lunch that day, we went to, I can't remember, I know Walnut was in the name. It doesn't really matter, but the point is I got some really good pasta. And then we went to the State Capitol building, which is the only 5-domed Capitol building in the country. Fun fact. And I took a couple of pictures in there. It was really cool in there. They had some cool old books. I don't know if I took pictures of those, but one of them I think was written by Ben Franklin. One was like an old Bible, I think. So that was really cool. And also, so in their Capitol building, you can't go into like where the Senate meets, but you can go into the House of Representatives because they're out of session right now, but you're only supposed to stand like in the entryway, like they've got it roped off. But a representative was in there when he came in while we were looking around, and he was like, do you want to sit in the Speaker of the House seat? And we were like, yes. So I'll blur my family's faces because they don't want to be on the YouTubes. But we got to sit in the Speaker of the House of Iowa's seat, so that was really cool. We all took turns rotating through it, and then my sister took a picture for him to like put on his Instagram to like be like, hello people, I am in the Capitol today. And I'll put his name here. I can't remember right now, but my sister knows it. So that was cool. That was really cool actually. And then we just kind of wandered the Capitol for a few minutes. And then we went, so this is going to be really random, but my mom and my sister love seeing new grocery stores. So while we were there, there's a grocery store called Hy-Vee that we don't have in Colorado, but my mom watches YouTubers who in states that have it. So she really wanted to go there. So we went there. And I mean, it was a grocery store, but it was cool. And also because of where Colorado is, sometimes we don't get some of the stuff that other states get. Like, since we're so landlocked and like not a good progression of the trade route, like they had, I think it was Crush. They had like all these flavors of Crush that my mom said she hadn't seen since she was a kid, and like a bunch of other like random stuff that we don't have in Colorado. So that was cool. But also, no, that's the end of that story. Then we went to, it was like called Campbell's Nutrition Store, which I don't know if it's the soup company, no idea. But if you're in Colorado and you've ever been to a natural grocer's, that's what this was like very health food store. But we did get some more snacks for the drive home, so that was cool. And here's the like roll of that. And then we went to the health food store, and then we went and got ice cream. And this ice cream place was very like old fashioned. It had like a bunch of cool stuff, like different flavored syrups and stuff. So I think I got just like chocolate ice cream with butterscotch. But it was really good. So that kind of concluded that day. I think that was the second day that we went swimming, but I'm not sure. But I don't really have pictures of that. So, and then on the last day, before I tell you about the last day, let's talk about the Midwest. Because it's not really my favorite place. Like, it's very important, and I'm glad that people live there and do the farming thing and whatever, and want to live there, because I do not. Because let me tell you, I do not like the humidity. I hate the humidity. I was looking it up while we were there. Denver is the third driest city in the country after Las Vegas and Phoenix. So, like, I am used to very dry air, the elevation, whatever. You know, most people come to elevation and they're like, oh, it's so dry here and it's so hot and it's so whatever and it's gross. And I love it here. Comparatively, like, it's going to be like 100 degrees today and I hate that. But I love our climate so much. I just can't tell you. So it was very humid there. It also felt like the atmosphere was just pressing on us because we were I will put the actual number, but I feel like I was at like 700 feet or something, remembering that I live at like 5,300 feet. And so anytime we got back to the hotel, because we would do like a lot of stuff. We could do a lot of stuff in a very short amount of time. And so we'd be back at the hotel at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I would lay down, and this is not me, I don't nap. I would lay down and just fall asleep. Like, I was exhausted because I just felt like, you know, you were sticky and humid, and like my hair, I kept having to wash my hair at night because of how we were doing stuff. And like, if I wash it at night here, it will be dry by the morning. I don't like to do that, but it will pretty much dry. I would wash it at night and it would take like until noon the next day to be dry. Like, it's just not my favorite place. I enjoyed visiting. I could not live there. It is making me rethink my life plans for sure because I have to live somewhere dry. I just have to. So anyway, that's my mini rant about that. I think there's a clip of me being annoyed about my hair. So here's that if you wanted to see it. But anyway, the point of that rant was that on Thursday, we went to the Blank Park Zoo and the Botanical Gardens. So the zoo had some really cool animals. They had these cool tortoises. We all took turns getting in the fake tortoise. They had wallabies, which we have at Cheyenne Mountain Zoo in Colorado, and I had pet them before. These ones were kind of skittish, so I did not get to pet them, but they were out. They had otters, which technically we have otters, but you never see them. They had goats and a swan and tigers. I don't know. We'll look at the pictures together. So here is some space that I'm leaving for those pictures. It's pretty small compared to like the zoos in the Denver Zoo and the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, but like amazing, like small but amazing. So that was a really cool adventure. And then afterwards we went to the Botanic Gardens, which I took a lot of pictures because there were some really cool things in there. Some cool plants. They were growing bananas, which is why we were in like the tropical dome area at first. And so I started singing The Lion Sleeps Tonight because that's what it reminded me of. Yeah. So then we went outside and there were some gorgeous plants, and the highlight of my mom's trip, which was so funny, there were these lily pads on like these ponds they had, and she was like, I've always wanted to see a frog on a lily pad. And there were. Okay, I'm gonna put the pictures. It's really hard to see the frogs because they have amazing camouflage, of course, with the lily pads. So I'm gonna try and like circle them and point them out to you guys. But it was so cool. We spent like 20 minutes looking for frogs on the lily pads and trying to take pictures. It was really funny. But yes, that was great. Let me make sure I'm still recording. Okay. All right, we're still recording. Anyway, so we saw that and it was really beautiful. Oh, also funny story. Our tour guide at the Salisbury House on Wednesday, is like, I think she's retired and she volunteers now. So she was our tour guide on Wednesday. And then we went to the Botanic, and also the Salisbury House only does tours like, I'm gonna make this up, but it's like 3 times a week or something. Like, they're not open every day. And so, on Thursday when we went to the Botanic Gardens, she was again volunteering at the Botanic Gardens. So it was really funny that we like bumped into her again. We were joking with her about it. So that was great. Yeah, so like there were also these cool plants in one of like the greenhouse areas. Oh gosh, I can't remember. I'll put the name because I can't remember what they were, but they're like a regular plant you would think of. But when you rub the leaves, they smelled like different things, like oranges or lemon or nuts or like strawberries or something, like a bunch of random stuff. But they smelled so good. My mom's been trying to figure out if we could grow them here. So that was fun. Yeah, and then we went on our tour guide's suggestion, we went to this place called the Scenic Route Bakery for lunch. You guys, it was so good. Oh my gosh. First of all, they made really good coffee. It was called the Honey Bee. It was like honey and cinnamon and espresso and whatever. Really good. And then like, it was basically a tomato cheese basil sandwich, but like amazing. And then they're a bakery. So we all split a pecan bun and a cinnamon roll, which again, to die for. So that was awesome too. And a really good find. Well, a really good suggestion on her part. So that was really fun. And then the one thing I'll say, all the places we went had like terrible gift shops. Like there was either like nothing good or barely anything there in the first place. So then we found like this little street that had just like a bunch of little shops. And so we went and we got souvenirs for everybody there. And yeah, I think, and so, I mean, then after that, the day we kind of wound down and went back to our hotel and whatever. I don't think I mentioned it. We ate breakfast. Either like we bought stuff and put it in the fridge, or we ate the breakfast at the hotel pretty much every day. And then 2 of the nights we had dinner from Qdoba and Noodles and Company. So like I didn't take pictures of those because those are regular restaurants that I'm used to going to. I am trying to make sure I don't forget anything, but if I do, I will just voice record and add some pictures in the editing phase because I'm sure that I forgot something. But yeah, it was, like I said, Iowa's not my favorite favorite climate, favorite place to be, but I really did have a great vacation. It was really nice. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you've ever been to Iowa or the Midwest. Anywhere in the Midwest, but let me know where. And I think that is everything for this video. So please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I will see y'all for another video next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.